Hello, this is James. I've updated my raw farming deck. It's not even a raw farming deck anymore. You don't need raw. It's so cheap. Someone asked me, do you need, are there any substitutes for double summon for the Golden Compass? And I was thinking about a solution, and then Fushki Pumars said, well, just use Amazoness Swordswoman. And then you don't need three tributes because you're not using raw, and that's what I did. And I made a deck, and it works wonderfully, and it is so cheap. For people that don't know, the Kisetai Massive Morph, Temple of the Mind's Eye, life point engine keeps you healthy, keeps you with life points, and it also prevents Chazz from blowing up all your monsters because you don't have any. You set Kisetai, and then you play Massive Morph on his biggest monster. It attacks the Kisetai, and then Kisetai continually heals you, while Temple of the Mind's Eye keeps your damage low, and also Massive Morph prevents the buffed and infected monster from attacking. And what else? We have Jar of Greed. I mean, these are just to speed this up, and we're even using Ancient Leaf from the normal tickets from the ranked PvP. Oh my god. Crystal Seer, so that we can draw into our massive morphs, because that's you really need your massive morphs. But basically, just get Chazz's monster huge, and then summon Amazoness Swordswoman and attack, and you win. But make sure that you set a Temple of the Mind's Eye on top of your other Temple of the Mind's Eye to negate the effect, so that he takes more than 1,000 battle damage. But that's it. It's so cheap, it's so quick, and it makes my free to play heart sing. Roll the clips. Look at this ideal hand. No risk, none whatsoever, and I've only got 3 Kisetai, so I don't need to use Draw Sense Dark anymore, but I have it just for insurance. But you do not need a specific skill. That's what makes this great. That's why this works in Dual World GX. You don't need, you don't need to get restart on any of the GX characters to do that Dark Paladin deck, or the Kaiba Man deck, or Labyrinth Builder, or Gate Guardian. You can use this with no skill and no experience, and still come out on top, and also spend 0 money. So the thing with the Kisetai is you don't want it to infect one of his weaker monsters. You want it to, well, let's see, what do I do here? Yeah, you want it to infect the biggest dog that you can, so that you can get all the life points. Also, Massive Morph Enchanted Javelin combo to get ahead of the life points. So you want it to infect his level Armed Dragon level 5, but then you don't want to let it get a kill. So that's why I don't set Crystal Seer. And again, the way you force him to attack the Kisetai with the monster that you want is by using Massive Morph. When you buff that monster, it forces him to the AI to attack with that monster, because it can't attack you otherwise. So it seeks to maximize the attacks. And here, I don't even go for the second Kisetai, because I don't want to clog up the field. But if I had, and Massive Morph is the engine of this deck. Just keep buffing his monsters, keep getting those life points, and then you can use your Ancient Leaves to speed it up. I can't believe I found a use for those, finally. And then when he after 3 or 4 turns, he gets level up, and then he levels up level 5 into level 7, and then special summons level 10. But if you anticipate that, you can do the same thing. Massive Morph, Kisetai. And now we don't care. Now we don't care about Armed Dragon level 5, and we're just going to set the Crystal Seer to speed it up. Get Massive Morph, of course. And Chazz doesn't have any terrible back row, so you don't need Storm. You just get a bunch of Temples of the Mind's Eye, and completely ignore his back row. Jar of Greed. Jar of Greed could be any card. The only downside of this is like at max, you'll see it at the end of this one. At max, there is 7k duel assessment, and that's with the campaign bonus. So if you really want to get a high score, then you need glossies or prismatics. So those drawing cards, the Jars of Greed, the Drawers of Greed, and the Ancient Leaves, you could potentially just swap them out with whatever glossy or prismatic cards you may have on hand. But if you don't care about that extra 1,000 or 2,000 points with comeback victory and cards on the brink and all that, then just as soon as you can win with Amazoness Swordswoman, summon her and let her go to work. Bang. So simple. Jeez. That noise is my rice maker. Look at that. And we even got some decent drops. I mean, not super useful, but those are the desirable ones. Here we are again. This was one where I was using some prismatics to replace some of the draw cards to try and increase the score. But I liked it better. So the replay you just saw, that's with the deck from the deck intro. This is from when I was still experimenting and messing around. And if you're not getting good draws, and if you're not getting good draws, and his monsters will kill you in 1 or 2 turns if you're not able to stop them. Flying Kamakiri is a good candidate for the massive morph. Like the life point increase will be less, like it'll be harder to get over 10,000 damage in the duel assessment, but he doesn't level it up. And also it's in the AI's mind, it's I'm doing air quotes, a high attack monster, so he also doesn't tribute it. And there it is again. Massive Morph forces that monster to attack the Kisatai because it can't attack you otherwise because you don't have any monsters. And here he's completely locked up. I think he can tribute for Armed Dragon level 5, but we're pretty good. You just need a Massive Morph to get more life points. Like almost away from keyboard farming. See, draw. I'm thinking about activating the skill, but... And you know what? This was the deck that I used to get my my 3rd Kisatai. So, pretty good. So level up. And then he always does that. So you want to stop. You want to turn your toggle on and Massive Morph the correct creature. When you're Massive Morphing Armed Dragon level 5. When he summons Armed Dragon level 5, if he has the combo, he will play level up, and then into 7 in defense mode, and then he will play, and then he will tribute it to special summon Armed Dragon level 10. So just make sure that you don't Massive Morph until the battle step, because you don't want to Massive Morph something that's just going to go away, right? You don't want your Kisatai to jump on the wrong monster. You don't want to Massive Morph a monster that's not going to ultimately benefit you. This is so simple. What we got? Another Kisatai. I draw a Temple of the Mind's Eye. Because like we could go right now. We have an extra Temple of the Mind's Eye to play on top of our other one. We have Amazoness Swordswoman. And that I'm just playing that. You don't need an enemy controller, you don't need a Super Rush. And actually playing the Super Rush to begin with was a misplay, because Super Rush can only be played on your own monsters. So I just had that spot clogged up. But you know what, that's how robust this deck is, that we just win that way. Nice. So 6,000 to 7,000. Thank you for watching.